enjoying actually being able to sit down to a piano. I miss it.
I didn't know you were here already. Did you have any trouble finding a sitter for the kids?
No, and it's nice for Robert and me to get away, even if it's just coming to his folks' house for dinner. I'm always glad to see you.
I'm so glad you're here, but where is everyone else?
I think Robert is out in the rose garden with your dad, looking at the new bomb shelter, and your mom is in the kitchen.
Yeah, I feel guilty about that. This dinner was something I was supposed to cook myself, but I made such a mess of the last one that Mom said that she would do all the cooking. Just our secret. So, tell me more about Ted. How did you meet him? I'm really excited. And he's a Democrat, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a civil rights attorney that Robert and I know from church. He's led a very interesting life. Campaigned for Kennedy and been in civil rights marches in the South.
Wow, and still unmarried?
Well, maybe he just hasn't found the right one yet.
What did you tell him about me?
That you were attractive, talented, intelligent, witty, available.
You didn't tell him that Dad is a dyed-in-the-wool conservative Republican, did you?
No, I thought he could discover that for himself.
Oh, he will. I'm so grateful you set this up. Although, I do hate blind dates, but what choice at my age do I have to meet a man except to be set up by friends and relatives?
Relax. There's no commitment. He's just coming over for dinner that you cooked.
Yes, but what if Dad loses it? Ted sounds like a real liberal.
Oh, he is.
I mean, I know Mom won't care, and Robert won't say anything, will he? He's so much like Dad.
No, Robert is under strict instructions to be pleasant. But believe it or not, he approves of Ted.
Maureen, what if this is it? What if Ted turns out to be the one, the man of my dreams? What if this is the start of the rest of my life? Will you sweep me off my feet? Will you talk to me real sweet? I'm just dying to finally meet you. Someone who rides on my toes, someone who's handsome, of course, someone for whom I can carry a torch my whole life through. I believe in you. Oh, yes, I believe in you. All my dreams just have to come true. Then I'll be saying I do. Will you walk in through the door? Or do I have to dream some more? Being alone is such a bore without you. Will you be my Mr. Right? Will you hold me through the night? Will you tell me I'm a saint for so wise? I believe in you. Oh, yes, I believe in you. All my dreams just have to come true. Then I'll be saying I
Oh, dear, I couldn't help but overhear you. I hope you find the man of your dreams.
How's dinner coming?
All ready. The table's set. As soon as Ted arrives, we'll round up Robert and your dad. I've got some hors d'oeuvres in the oven.
Oh, I think this is him now. Hello, I'm Irene.
So nice to meet you, Irene. I'm Ted. Maureen's told me a lot about you.
Oh, all good, I hope. This my mother, Rose.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Pleased to meet you.
And of course you already know Maureen. My brother and dad are outside in the garden. Oh, good. Their timing is perfect.
Impressive bomb shelter, Dad. Thanks, son. Hello, I'm Irene's father.
Hello, sir. I'm Ted. Pleased to meet you.
Well, welcome to my house. I understand Irene has fixed dinner for all of us. Would you like some scotch?
Thank you.
Shall I serve the hors d'oeuvres up here?
Oh, yes, thank you, Mother. They're already in the oven.
So, Ted, tell us about yourself. I understand you're an attorney. What kind of cases do you work on?
Civil rights cases, mostly.
Civil rights? That's a noble cause. We'd have more civil rights in this country if it weren't for the damn Democrats in the South.
I agree with you, sir.
Daddy, let's not talk about politics, okay?
Well, I just want to know what kind of a man Ted is. I hope you're a Republican.
No, sir. I'm much more a man of the people.
Well, what's that supposed to be?
Ted, I want to hear more about your civil rights work. Maureen said you marched for civil rights in the South. What was it like?
I've taken part in a number of sit-ins and marches. The shared experience with other people fighting for freedom and justice has been profound. And I felt like I've been taking part in history as it's been being made. It may just be the most important thing I've done in my life.
Wow.
We're marching together, arm in arm, hand in hand. We're marching for justice throughout this great land. We're marching for rights, equality guaranteed for all races of people, all religions and creeds. We're marching peacefully, but we will not back down. We will not be trampled. Hear our mighty sound. Ring the bell of freedom. Sing our song of peace. Join our brother, sisterhood. Let injustice cease. We're marching together, arm in arm, hand in hand. We're marching for justice throughout this great land. Ring the bell of freedom, sing our song of peace. Join our brother, sisterhood. Let injustice cease.
Well, Republicans have supported civil rights since the Civil War.
And so have the Northern Democrats.
Northern Democrats, bah! Liberal Eastern, big government, new dealers in league with the unions, leading us towards socialism. They'll be the ruin of this country, soft on communism. This country would be better off if the whole northeastern seaboard fell into the ocean.
Daddy.
I'm a Democrat, sir, from the Northeast and proud of it.
I never thought I'd see the day. A Democrat in my house. And you think you're going to date my daughter?
Daddy.
I'm proud to have supported Jack Kennedy. I worked on his campaign. I've met the man.
Really? What's he like?
A two-timing, charismatic party boy, controlled by his old man and the Catholic Church. doesn't have a single idea of his own. He only beat Nixon because all the women voted for him. He won because he looked good on TV. Goldwater will annihilate him in the '64 election.
Jack Kennedy, in person, is absolutely inspiring. I was at his inaugural address, the audience were electrified. Everywhere I go, people tell me how inspired they were by that speech. Have you read his book, Profiles in Courage?
Not yet.
Liberal propaganda. I'll give him a book to read. The Conscience of a Conservative by Barry Goldwater. The conservative political position is derived from the nature of man and from the truths that God has revealed about his creation. If you want to date my daughter, don't come back till you've read this. Then we'll talk.
Daddy, you don't mean it. He doesn't mean it. Mother, can't you say something? What about dinner?
I don't know what to say, dear.
Robert, don't let Dad do this.
Well, this is his house.
Oh, it was nice to meet you, Irene. Mrs. O'Thar. Oh, goodbye.
Daddy, look what you've done. I really liked him.
A Kennedy Democrat? You could do better than
Daddy,
that.
you've ruined everything.
Do you really think the Russians will drop the bomb on us?
Well, if they do, I'll be ready. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. Be prepared is my motto.
Well, your shelter is a beaut.
Well, when it comes to surviving nuclear war, you don't mess around with a Mickey Mouse bomb shelter. Of course, it cost a pretty penny.
You must have saved for a long time.
Yes, that and I put your mother on a strict budget. If I didn't, she would have spent all our money on frivolities, like redecorating the house.
The women.
Yes, speaking of women, whose idea was it to introduce Irene to a Democrat?
Well, it was Maureen's.
Aren't you concerned about Maureen?
Do you think I need to be?
You see these roses?
Yes, they're beautiful.
It's not by accident that they're beautiful. Each plant is carefully pruned, cultivated, and fertilized. Otherwise, left in its natural state, this garden would be an overgrown jungle with hardly any flowers at all. That's our job as men, to tame nature from its wild state in order to make it flourish. It's the same with women. They have to be tamed, carefully cultivated, guided, and led by men. Otherwise, they would run wild and bring ruin to everything and spend all our money while they're doing it. What I did today for Irene had to be done. As for your wife, Maureen.
She does have a mind of her own. And come to think of it, she likes to spend money.
Well, I've said my piece. A word to the wise is sufficient. Being in command is what we are called on to do as men. Made to
not Lucy, I'm Maureen.
Lucy. Yes, home from another day in the salt mines, another day, another dollar.
Hardly the salt mines, dear. You're wearing a tie and shirt that I ironed.
Well, the pay is about as low, but there is good news. They've put in for a big federal defense contract, and if they get it, I'll be up for a promotion to manager.
Really? That's wonderful. I'm so proud of you. And if you get the promotion, we can finally afford to buy a house in the suburbs with modern kitchen appliances, like on Queen for a day.
That's what they tell me. Well, what do you want a new house for anyway, Lucy?
I'm not Lucy. We're so cramped here. There's no room for a piano. There's no backyard for the kids. The kitchen is old and tiny.
Oh, what you complaining about, Lucy? Don't I put a roof over you and bring home the bacon for 3 square meals a day?
Yes, but I work hard for this family every day, too.
Oh, well, it's 6 o'clock. Where are the kids?
They're playing at a neighbor's house.
Oh, well, when's dinner?
Soon. I'm just exhausted from another long day, and it's not over yet. Oh, by the way, your mother called today. She was very upset about last night.
Really? Well, she didn't say anything when we were there.
Well, does she ever? Your father wouldn't hear it. I'm so glad you're not like him.
Well, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to introduce Irene to a Democrat.
She's 30 years old. She really liked Ted. The problem is your father, trying to dominate and control everything and everyone in the household.
Well, it is his household.
Is that how you feel too? What am I, just a servant in your household?
No.
I thought we were partners in a marriage. While you're sleeping until 6, I drag myself out of the bed at 5, throw on my robe and slippers in the dark. Then I start a pot of coffee, fix your breakfast and your lunch, kiss you goodbye and feed the dog so he won't bark. Then I wake the kids, make sure they're dressed, their hair is clothed, their clothes are clean, they have their breakfast and are off to school. You would think I'd have a minute to myself, but no, your mom calls and she talks for half an hour about you. By the time she has hung up, I've eaten, done the dishes, and my nails, taken all the curls from my hair. Then I bathe and put on makeup, I get dressed to go out shopping, wearing clothes that look homemade, but I don't care. At the store I watch my pennies, I know money doesn't grow on trees, I only shop where they get blue chip stamps. You might think I'm PMSing, but I'm really not BSing when I tell you that I've had horrific cramps. Do I stop? No, I pick up your dry clean suits and hurry home to start a load of laundry while I scrub the floor. Then I hang the laundry on the line and notice that my flowers need some weeding. It's just one more endless chore. I don't often have the time to watch soap operas unless I'm also ironing your dress shirts and your pants. I would love to watch a new show, Dr. Killer, on each Thursday night, but I have never even had the chance. In the afternoon, I'm taking kids to lesson scouts and sports, and to the doctor if they tell me that they're sick. Then I barely have the time to make a dinner, set the table. Looking nice when you get home would be a trick. As a wife and mother, I must be on call for every problem in this house. I wish that I just had a job, but if I stop working day and night, this family will fall apart, and everyone will think that we are slobs. And if you think that my day is done, you're wrong. There's kids and homework, dishes, and a husband wanting to be served. When I finally hit the bed at night, my husband now is playful, and his mind is set, I know it won't be swerved. I am dutiful, if anything, although I'm so exhausted that I almost fall asleep before we're done. And my sleep, although it's blissful, is too short. I know tomorrow, once again, I must be up before the sun.
night. I haven't told you enough how much I appreciate you and how much I love you.
Do you?
Every day I look forward to coming home from work and being with you. Well, every day I thank my lucky stars to have married you, and thank you for doing all the work around here that, frankly, no one else wants to do. Thank you for being a wonderful wife and mother. I do love you.
I love you too.
You are a breath of fresh air, a light breeze off the sea.
I love the sparkle in your eyes when you smile at me.
I am so lucky to have found you. It was meant to be.
I'm so in love with you, and I love when you're with me.
You are romantic, magical, moonlight reflecting on the sea. I love the softness of your kiss and to hold you next to me. I am so lucky to have found you. It was meant to be. I'm so in love with you, and I love when you're with me.
I am still so mortified about what happened with Ted.
And I am so sorry. How could your dad do that to you?
He just doesn't understand what it's like for me. I'm 30 years old and unmarried, still living at home.
You could move out.
Yes, I could have at any time in the last 10 years, but these last 10 years have been so hard after losing Harry, and I didn't want to be alone. Mother and you have been such a comfort. Thank you.
Dear, I always want what's best for you. Maybe it is time for you to move out. But having you live here has been a godsend for me. With you here, at least, it's 2 against 1.
And I love it here. This is my home too, and I love both you and Dad. He's been very generous to allow me to move back and live here all these years. I just wish he didn't think that gave him the right to control who I date.
He just wants the best for you.
I know. Now he says he's found a potential husband for me and wants to set up another blind dinner date with the family. Do you know anything about him, Mom?
No, I haven't met the man. It's someone your father knows through his business connections.
All Dad will say is that he rides a white horse. What do you suppose that means?
I guess we'll just have to find out.
Well, we'll be here to support you, Irene. At least this time your father won't throw him out.
And I'd be glad to cook dinner for you.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for not telling Dad that I didn't cook dinner the last time.
Oh, there's a lot of things your father doesn't know and doesn't need to know.
Do you keep secrets from him? I never lie to Robert.
Well, maybe little white lies of omission sometimes. I need some things that are just mine. Otherwise, it would be unbearable to live with him. And I haven't told him about my latest doctor's appointment. I found a lump in my breast, and the doctor is worried.
Mom, are you okay?
The doctor doesn't know yet. I have to have more tests.
And Dad doesn't know?
He'll know soon enough if it's serious. Maybe it won't be, and he'll never have to know.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't you share this with him?
I don't know. It feels like such a private thing. A female problem that he doesn't need to know about. If it's serious, I could lose my breasts.
Mom, well, I'm glad you could tell us.
If I lose my breasts, what will your father think of me? Will he still be attracted to me as a woman? All a woman has is her beauty.
Mom.
I love your father, and I know he loves me. And I knew what I was getting into when I married him. But everything in our life revolves around him and his view of how it should be. I just don't know how he'll react if it's bad news.
Mom.
From the very beginning, he has treated me like one of his prized roses, a delicate thing of beauty that he both admires and controls. He keeps me like a beautiful bird in a cage.
That must be him. Where's Daddy?
In the rose garden. Where else?
Hello. Oh, you must be Teddy. I'm Irene.
Pleased to meet you, miss.
And this is my mother Rose and my sister-in-law Maureen.
Ma'am.
Glad to meet you.
Ma'am.
And my father, he's out in the rose garden. Oh, here he is.
Teddy! It's been a long time. Wyoming's been good to you.
Wyoming?
Yes. Teddy, this is my daughter, Irene.
Yes, sir, we've met.
Well, I had wanted her to meet a Republican from the West. So, what do you think?
Daddy, we just met.
Your daughter's mighty pretty.
Would you like a drink?
Yes, sir.
How's the ranch?
Ranch?
Yes, miss, I run 1,000 head of cattle on the prettiest ranch in the West. Ain't nothing can touch it for beauty. It's truly God's country. Anyway, I got a hankering to settle down with a little lady and start a family. That's why I'm here, if you catch my meaning. Picture a cabin in a meadow, a babbling brook nearby. The cattle contentedly are grazing, an eagle soars in the sky. The mountain peaks catch the morning light. The flowers bloom so bright. This is a place where a man can still be free. This is God's country. How could I ever wish for a better place to live my life? All that I need to be complete is a family and a wife. Smoke slowly rises from the chimney as I ride in from the range. My wife has been making us a home for two, but that's about to change. She's waited all day to surprise me with the news that soon will be free. This is a place where a man can raise his family. This is God's country. This is God's country.
Well, it sounds lovely.
It is.
Very rustic. Well, what brings you all the way out here?
Visiting my folks, miss, on my birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. What birthday is it?
40 years old, miss. Born in 1921.
Oh, is that right? Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Robert, I'll bet Teddy would be interested in Daddy's new bomb shelter.
I would.
Could you show him it? I'd like to talk to Daddy for a moment.
Sure. Right this way.
Daddy! How could you? A cowboy? When you said someone who rides a white horse, I thought you meant figuratively. A cowboy? Ain't nothing prettier than my right, except for the little lady who'll be stuck here making babies for me. Are you trying to exile me to Wyoming? And he's 10 years older than me. What were you thinking?
Why, you're no spring chicken yourself. He's a good Christian man, solid, dependable, a good provider, a Republican.
Daddy, he is an ancient hit from the sticks. I am a city girl who's been to college. Well, you can have dinner with him. I am suddenly indisposed. I can't believe you did this to me.
Women. You can't live with them, and you can't live without them.
Lucy, I'm home!
Lucy.
Lucy, what's this? Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Robert, I bought a new vacuum cleaner.
You bought it without asking me first.
Yes.
How are we going to afford that? You know our budget is very tight.
I know. I'm sorry. I just reached the breaking point with the old vacuum cleaner. It wouldn't pick anything up. I'd spend hours going over the same carpet trying to get all the dirt up. Anyway, a salesman came to the door demonstrating this vacuum.
A door-to-door salesman? Do you know why they sell these vacuums door to door? It's because they're too expensive to buy in a store. They appeal to the vanity and guilt of housewives by demonstrating how much better their vacuum works than your old one.
Yes, that's what he did. He used a filter gizmo on the nozzle to show me all the dirt that the new vacuum picked up that the old one missed.
Oh, yes, very impressive demonstration. The problem is that there is always dirt in the carpet, no matter how many times you vacuum. Well, even a new vacuum cleaner never picks it all up. Well, if he went back over the carpet a second time with the new machine and the filter, there would be new dirt. I bet he didn't do that, did he?
No. Oh, but Robert, isn't it a beaut? It's lighter than the old one and easier to use, and it's the most powerful vacuum on the market. Jet age technology. The old one was on its last leg.
How much did you pay?
$170.
$170? Maureen, have you lost your mind? You're going to have to send this back. I mean, we can't afford $170 for a vacuum. I mean, that's our rent for 2 months. How will we pay the rent?
We're on a payment plan for the vacuum. We can get by if we scrimp a little. Live a little lower on the hog for a while.
We're already at the bottom.
Look, I didn't know I was marrying Jack Betty. Besides, I've been frugal our entire married life. But the only point of being frugal is to be able to splurge every now and then.
Well, what really bothers me is that you didn't ask me.
I didn't ask you. Did you ask me when you bought our car?
It was a surprise, and we needed a car.
Well, this is a surprise, too, and we needed a vacuum cleaner.
But I make the money, and I decide how it gets spent.
Listen, Buster, I'm down on my hands and knees washing floors. I'm cooking, cleaning, vacuuming, taking care of kids all day long to make a nice home for us. And I have to ask you if I can have one little luxury to make my life easier? Do you want to do the vacuuming?
No.
I didn't think so. You just wanted to be in control of me and what I do.
Well, I'm your husband, and I'm the head of the household.
You sound just like your dad.
Oh.
He controls everything that goes on in his household like a tyrant.
He's the man of the house. The Bible says.
Bible? Does the Bible say that the job of vacuuming has to be done by the woman? That the man controls every dime that is spent? What happened to equal partnership in a marriage?
Equal. Well, we each have our roles. They are different. I mean, I'm the breadwinner, and well, you are in charge of making babies and taking care of the house.
Well, but the babies are children now. Does that mean that I'm just the cook and cleaning lady for your household? What happened to love, respect, and honor?
What happened to obey? And if you honored me as the head of the household, well, you wouldn't have bought the vacuum without asking, and I would have said no.
And if you had honored me as your wife, you would have realized how hard my life is, and how important having a little help like a new vacuum is. And if I had known that getting my MRS meant signing up for a life of tyranny, I would have thought twice about it. Dictator!
Okay, Lucy, you've made your point. Maybe I did overreact, but I'm not a complete tyrant. I don't tell you who to vote for.
Oh, like your father does to your mother. Thank you very much.
It's just that I'm working so hard and, well, we're still making so little money and, well, the kids are getting older and our ship still hasn't come in.
It will. I have faith in you. I know you're working hard.
I know you're working hard too. Well, God knows you deserve a new vacuum cleaner. You deserve so much more. We'll make it work somehow.
Thank you, Robert. I love you. My lord and the master. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Okay. Well, maybe my dad does rule the roost with a tight fist, but, well, that's the way I was brought up.
Well, I don't know how your mama survived all these years being married like that.
Well, but he loves her.
He loves having an obedient wife.
And I love you.
Yes, but let me be your queen, not your concubine.
Queen Lucy! I like that.
Queen Maureen.
Oh, well, tell me, Queen Maureen, now that you have a new vacuum cleaner, would it be possible for us to have my boss and his wife over for dinner sometime?
Well, how can I refuse? Of course. Especially if it'll help you get that raise.
Oh.
I'll just get Rose and Irene to help me get everything ready.
Oh, thank you, dear. I do love you.
You may kiss my hand.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love you too.
You look lovely, dear. What's the occasion?
I'm going out on a date. One that I arranged.
We'll see about that. What kind of a young man is this date of yours?
Oh, he's, in the automotive field.
Oh, that could be promising.
Yes, well, after you destroyed my chances with Ted, I wanted you to see what other kind of Republican men are potentially available who aren't aging cowboys.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Oh, I'll get it. TJ!
Irene, baby.
TJ, this is my mom, Rose, and my dad, Joseph.
Just exactly what are your intentions with my daughter?
We're going out on the town, Daddy-o. I got the hottest rod in the whole dang town. They come from miles around, but doesn't shut me down, oh baby. Oh, let's go cruising tonight. Oh, we can cruise all night while the moon is shining bright. I go cruising the strip every Saturday night, but what I really want is my baby by my side, oh baby. Let's go cruising tonight. Oh, we can cruise all night while the moon is shining bright. Something's wrong with my leg. Thank you, man. I got four on the floor, I got heavy heads, I got cocktail pipes. But what I really want is you, oh baby. Let's go cruising tonight. We can cruise all night while the moon is shining. We can cruise all night while the moon is shining. We can cruise all night while the moon is shining bright. Oh yeah.
Out! Get out of my house now!
Oh, sorry, TJ, thanks for coming over!
Out! Young woman, what was that?
That was a Republican interested in dating a 30-year-old woman.
He didn't look like a Republican to me. I will find you a Republican who is eligible.
Oh,
cowboy, an aging businessman, a widower, a divorcee?
No. As God is my witness, I will find you a Republican that is eligible and that you will fall in love with and marry.
We'll see about that.
Young women, I have had about as much insubordination in this household as I can tolerate. You march up to your room right now. You are grounded.
Daddy, I am 30 years old!
As long as you live in this household, you will do as I say.
Oh, we'll see about